I'm Karen Kelly, and let's queer up trans rights. Supreme Court lets Trump reinstate passport rule on birth sex, sparking outrage. The Supreme Court has allowed the Trump administration to reinstate a rule requiring U.S. passports to list a person's biological sex at birth, not their gender identity. The 6-3 decision, split along ideological lines, overturns lower court rulings that had blocked the policy. Since 1992, Americans have been able to have their gender identity reflected on passports with a doctor's certification of clinical treatment for transition. The new rule ends that option. The court said, displaying passport holders' sex at birth no more offends equal protection principles than displaying their country of origin. Justice Brown Jackson joined Justices Sotomayor and Kagan dissented sharply. She said by preventing transgender Americans from obtaining gender-congruent passports, the government is doing more than just making a statement. It invites the probing and at times humiliating additional scrutiny, unquote. During the travel, litigation on the policy's legality continues in lower courts. You know, this is what now you have to carry your papers with you when you travel. Your passport's not going to do anymore, so you got to bring a doctor's note. And then it's just going to humiliate people. I'm so sad to see that they're taking a 33-year policy that has been set, and they have just completely upended it. And again, like Alex said, this is going to go back to litigation. This is going to go back to legislation. Well, listen, it's going to continue with litigation, with Lambda Legal, and hopefully we'll take up this fight. But this has got to go back to Congress. This is what's happening with the Supreme Court.
Mm-hmm. It just shows like that this administration is really looking to target transgender in any possible way. I mean,
for less than 1% of the freaking population.
Yes. And you're seeing that in the military. You're seeing that all over. So it's more or less, you know what? It's frustrating. Yeah. It really is, because, you know, they're a part of our community. They're also Americans. They're also people that deserve the same rights that we do.
Yep.
But this administration, with the strings being pulled by the Heritage Foundation, we were warned by this. Project 2025 had all of these details in it. So it's Russell Vought, it's Kevin Roberts, it's these sad, sick old men that just need to just go away.
And don't forget, my favorite hate group, the Alliance Defending Freedom, has been the one that really have been pushing this. But like, this is the thing that's scary. Like, what this policy is, of course, awful. I don't think any of our viewers are conflicted on this policy, but like, even if it was a decent Supreme Court, how can you, unless you have laws, of course the president can do whatever he wants on this. If there's no one that's going to tell him otherwise. Like, this is what happens when we don't actually legislate. We just do things by fiat. And you know, what else is he going to do on fiat by next? I know that's going to continue attacking trans people. That's one thing we know for sure. And continue looking like he's like.
Well, it shows you how weak the Congress, that branch of government is.
Yep.
And we have to bring that back. We have to get that back to being a strength. So
this morning, the Supreme Court not only greenlit Trump's passport rollback, but also rejected an attempt to overturn marriage equality, right? So let that sink in. They're saying, we'll let you stay married, but don't you dare exist freely.
Yeah.
That's basically, right? Yeah. They're giving us crumbs and calling it a effing cake. Okay, the fight for dignity isn't done. It's just boarding a rougher flight right now, basically, you know?
That's right.
Well, there is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by sharing them and subscribing to Queer News Tonight.